Hello, Taurus. Welcome to your monthly reading. I'm Maritza of the Sybil Heart. And I'll be doing a reading. I've been doing this sort of exercise in symbolism where I choose a card from the Mexican bingo set to represent the sign that I'm working with. And for Taurus, I have chosen La Maceta, or the pot for plants. I'm not sure if English has an equivalent, but it's the pot that you put plants in. So the reason I chose the plant pot is because from personal experience with Taurus people, I feel like they're very grounded and down to earth and reasonable. Of course, that depends on the Taurus as an individual, but that has been the majority of my experience with Taurus people. And I feel like the potted plant thing, the receptacle, whatever it's called, is very representative of the groundedness and the earthy, reasonable, practical traits that Taurus is usually associated with. To do the reading, I'll be using the Tarot Nova by Dennis Fairchild and Julie Paschkis. What messages do you have for Taurus? What messages do you have for Taurus? We have the Nine of Wands, the Chariot, and the Hanged Man. So, excuse me, just based off of the image in the Nine of Wands in this tarot deck, okay. So, hey, Wednesday, stop it. Okay, sorry about that. My cat was being silly. Okay, so what I'm seeing from the Nine of Wands is all right. hold on, the thought, the Hanged Man is trying to get into the reading, into my interpretation of the Nine of Wands. So here's what's coming up. You're retreating into yourself, and maybe you're not realizing it yet. What it feels like you're giving up hope, like you are you might be feeling like you're on the defensive. Like you're trying to keep your hope alive, but it's getting more and more difficult. And with the Chariot involved, you have a very strong determination to have things go your way right now, like because you're trying to preserve what little hope you have left, as dire or dramatic as that sounds. You're trying to preserve a very precious thing, that you may be feeling like you're running out of it in a sense. There's also this sense of not knowing where else to turn, or like not knowing what else to do about the situation with the Hanged Man. You are trying different ways, different approaches to what it is you're dealing with. But I feel like what the Nine of Wands is saying is that your patience is running thin, even with yourself, especially if you're struggling to preserve something within yourself. Maybe it's hope, or a sense that humanity isn't hopeless. I was mentioning before that you may not realize you're in this sort of personal situation where you're trying to maintain the hope. You're trying different approaches or different perspectives. But I think what might be happening is that you're trying to hold on to something that is no longer of service to you. You are no longer in the space where you need this thing that you're trying to hold on to. And maybe it isn't a sliver of hope that we're talking about. Maybe it's something else. And you're trying to let go of this thing, but it's hard. since it's been with you through a lot of troubling times, but now it's no longer giving you a sense of fulfillment, or maybe even a sense of protection. In all honesty, this thing might be letting go of you. And maybe you're struggling with moving on from that situation, because it feels like your center, it has basically dispersed or dissipated or like burst from out of your life. Then we have the Eight of Wands, the Fool card, and the King of Wands. This may even be a situation where you are letting fate decide for you. You may be feeling overwhelmed by the decisions that you have to make. And you're sort of letting the chips fall where they may, I guess. I feel like the Fool is here to say that this does have an underlying theme of holding on to hope, that things aren't as bad as you feel like they are, at least for you personally. But this is also a new beginning where you're going to try and move through life without relying so much on the thing that you may be losing. Like, you're trying to begin to live your life without the thing that you've been relying upon. And this is something that you've been sort of using as like a crutch, like an emotional support thing. And with the King of Wands, there's a risk that you may be acting impulsively, like not really thinking about it, and just, or you might even need this, like just pull off the band-aid, just move through life as if it's already gone. Or like move through life as if you've already separated yourself emotionally from whatever it is that you've been depending on. because sooner rather than later, this thing will disappear. Or like it will no longer, if it hasn't already stopped working, it will no longer work the way that you need it to. So the King of Wands is saying to gain some independence. Give yourself permission, if that is what you're looking for. Give yourself permission to do whatever it is you need to do. Like there's no one is stopping you from doing whatever but yourself and your morals, your integrity, your humanity. Like you want to keep those things intact, right? And not have to depend so much on whatever it is you've been depending on to give you those things. Those are things you're going to have to start to cultivate on your own. And then as the outcome card, we have the Sun. So the Sun is a very good, it carries a lot of good fortune with it. It's a very powerful card. So there's a lot of, or there will be, enlightenment, moments of enlightenment where you will begin to understand that ultimately you never had to depend on this thing to begin with. It was just something that helped you feel safe and secure, and you're finally going to grow away and separately from this thing that you've been depending on. And you're going to realize that it has been keeping you from growing. It has been keeping you from this growth. And maybe that's a good thing. Like, maybe you just weren't ready yet, perhaps. And now is the time. Like, now you realize that you're ready. You're ready to move on from this thing. You're going to do something that'll be helpful is to do a lot of ego work, psychologically speaking. This is not something about being conceited or self-centered. It is more about your connection to yourself, what you believe about yourself, how you present yourself to others. That's persona, but it's part of the ego too. And you're going to have this realization that perhaps you're finally growing into yourself once you let go of whatever it is that you've been holding on to and depending on to give you emotional support of some kind. terms of astrology, we have Cancer with the Chariot. We have the planet Neptune with the Hanged Man. We have Uranus with the Fool, and we have the Sun with the Sun. Let's see, what are they saying? Well, you can use these as time frames, especially Cancer. Cancer season will possibly be the moment where you kind of realize all of this. Or maybe you've had this realization in a previous Cancer season and it's finally coming full circle. You're finally seeing how things in your life are kind of fitting into their place, and how, like, I'm kind of seeing a jigsaw puzzle, and like how each moment of your life has helped you become the person that you are, and how it's influenced you, and like what you can do to one, what you can do to move forward, but still like extract to the core values that it has developed within you from your past, and then also how to not let it get the best, like it hold on, let me think about this. So the other thing is, from looking back and how these pieces of yourself have kind of developed into the person that you are, it's going to help you move forward, but also it's going to help you accept that these things have happened, right? And they happened in the past, but they can no longer have power over you. They no longer control you or put you on the verge of losing self-control. Because you have become your own person, or you will become your own person, or you will have this realization that you are your own person, and these things that have happened no longer have an influence over you. Okay, that is the reading for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for being here, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye.